Hi, I'm Lance Hartford. I'm the Executive Director of the Mass Bioed Foundation. I'm here to talk about a study that was recently completed through the auspices of the CSBI, which is the Coalition of State Biotechnology Institutes. The coalition and the study was done in order to begin to get a handle on employers' needs and workforce needs across the country. And Avi's going to introduce himself and talk about the study's findings.
Thanks, Lance. My name is Avi Kulkarni. I'm a partner with Booz and Company, a management consultancy. We're delighted to be doing this work in combination with a whole series of bio affiliates. A quick correction, Lance. We have put out a report, but really the report is an interim report, and we'd like it to serve as a call to arms, because through what we have found to date, we believe there's a lot more that can be done. And in order to do it well, we need participation. And given the strong participation, near 100% from the folks in the industry that across various biotechnology segments that we've asked for, we believe that there's going to be interest going forward with many more participants as we roll this study out to more analysis and therefore more concrete findings.
So could you tell us a little bit about the findings?
Indeed. Well, the very first one is that jobs growth and the kinds of jobs that are available in the life science or biotechnology space are very strong. That shouldn't be a big surprise, and all around us we see that. The second is there's an interesting mix of training that industry looks for when they're looking to fill the kinds of jobs that they have. And the kind of mix really is one non-obvious finding, which is there's enough interest in folks who are sort of post-baccalaureate and well-trained all the way through to PhDs. But there's also a very strong demand for folks with associate's degrees and high school or GED equivalents that industry can train. And then there is a third set of findings, which is really around the kinds of specializations that you would expect to see. So it's not just, again, the obvious, we want people with chemistry and biology degrees, but also industry-specific orientation of the sort that's made available through understanding regulatory issues, so FDA, compliance and quality control, and then sometimes therapeutic area-specific issues. All of that rolls up to a strong story of an industry that is able to deploy a reasonably well-trained workforce in general terms, but also with industry-specific orientation, really deploy that workforce in very high value-added ways towards the betterment.
So what do you think the next step as a result of these findings? What do you think the next step should be?
So there's a two-part answer to your question, right? One is, despite this strength, what are the gaps? What were the kinds of issues that surfaced as we'd like to see more of? Well, clearly one big gap that shows up, and it's shown up for the better part of a decade, there are some hyper-specialized degrees of the sorts represented by someone with a PhD in statistics who would be a bioinformatician. No surprise there. And there's a proposed solution to how to fill that. The second is the general workforce deployment, retraining, redeployment into a sector that truly has a very high requirement for knowledge and skilled workers, and how to fill that. And then lastly, a requirement around not just didactic, but industry-specific and project management, especially in the cross-cultural, cross-discipline manner. And I'm going to elaborate on that just for a second, which is a surprising finding of our study was that the best performers are those who understand how to work across teams and disciplines that are more oriented towards problem solving, which requires a lot more interdisciplinary work, than just saying, I am a left eye doctor, I am a gene splicing expert, and my PhD allows me to insert one particular segment of DNA in an E. coli that allows for a certain proteomic production. While that is good, that's not enough to solve the kinds of problems that industry faces. So what kinds of solutions? One solution would be ensuring that our didactic programs, which are typically led by the strong academic institutions all the way through to the community colleges and the high schools, actually have a segment in which there is industry orientation. And so a better collaboration between academia and industry to produce that orientation. The second is a structured set of programs. And the structured set of programs could be something as as noble and as complicated as a bio-affiliated program that allows for a post-certification course that ensures that the major modules that are important in our industry, everything from regulatory requirements through to the complicated new science and technologies, are explained and folks are aware and know how to function with that so that they can join industry, not just with their narrow specializations, but these broad sense of what's required in industry. And the third is really ensuring that we have access to global talent. And that fits into a national debate about H-1B visas and ensuring that folks can migrate across this global industry that we have and not just be constrained as we currently are to within geographical groupings.
So you talked about this as being an interim study, so that implies that there'll be an additional study or this will be ongoing work?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me to make this point, which is that we are essentially at, I'd call it the halfway point. We've done some analysis, and thank you, you've done some of it too, in terms of the depth of data analysis that you and your team have done through the Burning Glass platform. But all the interviews that we've done, the 25 that we've done, suggest that there's a lot more to be done that will bolster the hypotheses that we found, that will allow for more rigorous and in-depth analysis with statistical validity. And you combine that with the approximately 65 to 70,000 data points that you've generated with the actual hardcore data analysis, and that will let us get to a level of confidence in the data set that will allow this to become the kind of national study that will truly serve as a call to arms, not just in terms of participation, but for policymakers.
Well, Avi, thank you so much for doing this work. I know that you did it pro bono and did a wonderful job in helping us with the study, and we look forward to working with you on future studies.
Thank you, Lance. And thank you on behalf of Booz for giving us a chance to participate in this noble effort. Thank you.